Hello everyone, welcome! Today we're going to talk about wizard subclasses. As of most classes, right now in early access, we only have the option to choose between two subclasses, two schools of magic if you will. That's the Evocation one and the Abjuration one. And wizard is one of the... it's already strong. If you play D&D, all full casters like wizard are very good and strong. But wizard has some of the most iconic subclasses, their schools of magic really come alive through their features. So what we have here, these are two very different ones. Evocation is based on, it's like a DPS wizard, a wizard that will focus on blasting people. And Abjuration is a wizard that is that focus on protecting himself, on staying alive. So let's read. Evocation. Evocation spells focus elemental energy into powerful attacks and enchantments. Those who specialize in this school are known as evokers. Now Abjuration. Abjuration spells summon wards, banish enemies, and nullify magic. Suitable for those who wish to defend themselves and others. Very nice. So all you see here, what do you get? Evocation 7, Abjuration 7. All wizard subclass will get some kind of 7th of the main wizard subclasses because you're all focused on some schools. So that means you pay half to learn spells from scrolls. Right now, you'd pay 50 gold to learn from a first level scroll, 100 gold to learn for a second level scroll, and there it goes. It is half the price. That's nice. That's nice, but that's just a small bonus. What do we really get? Well, evocations gonna get scope spells. They create pockets of safety within your evocation spells. Allies automatically succeed their saving throws and take no damage from these spells. And Abjuration ones get something that's very big. I won't read it here, but basically you are able to put up a ward. Once you cast an Abjuration spell, you have a temporary hit point shield that stays with you until you rest. And if the shields take damage, you can go on to cast another spell, Abjuration spell, to replenish some of these hit points from the shield. So it is nice, and I will show and read its full effect inside the game, alright? But I have to criticize it a little bit. First, you choose your school of magic, your subclass, as a second level wizard. So keep that in mind when you're playing your wizard. But my second criticize is, right now there are not many magic, so it's kind of hard to show what these wizards do. I think there are only 2 evocation spells that wizard evocation wizards can choose that will affect their powers, and for the abjuration ones, it's even worse. Only 2 abjuration spells, and these are buffs, so you won't be casting them automatically. Okay, so we are here with Gale as an abjuration wizard, and let's see, well, what he gains, right? Apart from having a discount when learning abjuration spells, let's see what else he gains. The major feature at this level, and actually the major feature in all levels, will be the Arcane Ward. Once per day, when you cast a abjuration spell of level 1 or higher, you can use the strength of the spell's magic to create a magical ward that lasts until your next long rest. The ward has a maximum of 2 times 3 plus 3 hit points. That's actually 2 times your wizard level plus your intelligence modifier hit points, okay? So it will grow with every level, and absorbs all damage done to you. When it is reduced to 0 hit points, you take the remaining damage, but the magic remains. Whenever you cast an abjuration spell of level 1 or higher, the ward gains a number of hit points equal to twice the level of the spell. Just so you be sure, the next sentence, it says here, when it's reduced to 0 hit points, the magic remains, right? And then when you cast, you regain health from this ward. On D&D, on the game, you should regain health even if your ward is active, but with less hit points. So I will show you what I mean. Let's pick Gale. And the problem is, right now in Baldur's Gate 3, wizard, without fighting scrolls, alright, without buying any scrolls of other classes, because right now wizards can learn spells from other classes, but I don't know, and I don't think these will remain outside early access. But by the wizard spell list, what you can choose when you level up, there are only 2 Abjuration spells in the game. So these are Mage Armor and Protection from Evil and Good. So that's kind of like, that's already not good, okay? Because in nature, in D&D, wizards would have access to Shield, Absorb Elements, and that's level 1 spells. And they are great reaction spells that all wizards should have, and they allow you to spend your reaction to maybe not being hit by an attack, because you gain 5 armor class with shield as a reaction, so you cannot be hit by an attack, and these will last, these armor class will actually last until the end, until the start of your next turn, so that's pretty good spell. And absorb elements. Whenever you take elemental damage, you can use a reaction to get resistance to that damage. And again, a little bit bonus, but you can see great spells that allow you to choose to use a reaction to mitigate it or negate completely damage. Those are very good spells, but they're not in the game right now because it's how the reaction is working here. You can't really have a reaction. You can only choose to toggle things. So even if they had shield here, I would have to go into passive here and toggle shield. So the first time someone would hit me, it would cast shield. That's not as bad with shield, okay? Because yeah, I can imagine, I can see that working, but you won't let me choose. You understand? But sometimes you're fighting tons of enemies, but then the last enemy on the initiative before, I mean, Gale would go hit me with a bow, 3 damage. I wouldn't cast my spell. I wouldn't use shield for that. But then with the toggle, I will automatically use shield for that. So the reaction is not really very good here. But okay. Nonetheless, let's cast a spell. I will show you guys. I will cast Mage Armor here. First level. Alright, so this nice bubble is my ward. It's great. Great graphics. And you can see here on Gale, 20 health plus 9 of the arcane ward. Pretty good. So with that, Gale has more potential health than Lae'zel. But there is a problem here. I will show what's the problem. Okay, that's good. 9 from 9. So I'll get my ranger to attack Gale. The maximum damage without a critical I can do is 7 damage, right? 7 damage, 2 less than the ward. Right? I attack Gale. Gave him 4 damage, as you can see.
Yes.
Now, Gale will cast Protection from Evil. He should regain 30 points. I know when you read here it's kind of dubious. Maybe you can only regain hit points when the ward hits 0 hit points, but the lead designer for D&D, Jeremy, could also confirm that it should regain hit points even if the ward is active. So when I cast Protection from Evil here, I should regain the second part of the spell. Whenever you cast an ambitious spell of level 1 or higher, the ward regains a number of hit points equal to twice the level. So I should regain 2 hit points on my ward. First level. Yeah. So that's the second major problem here. The first major problem here is lack of good abjuration spells. I mean, there are only 2 in the game. They're good, but you're not going to be recasting Mage Armor all the time. And do you really want to? You can't cast Protection from Evil all the time because it is a concentration spell. So if you didn't lose your Protection from Evil and you already have Mage Armor, what are you going to cast to regain your ward? You see? Alright? So you can't regain hit points when your ward is active. Now I'll show you the second problem.
Like its will be done.
As soon as I can hit Gale. He's a nimble bastard. Okay, that was good. You saw what happened here, right? I will show you guys. The ward had 5 hit points. I hit Gale for 4 hit points. So the ward should have 1 remaining. Then Gale failed the concentration check because he had Protection from Evil active. So you need to concentrate on the spell. And when he failed the concentration spell, the game made him lose concentration twice, as you can see. So the game made he lose concentration on the protection from evil spell and on the arcane wards feature. There's not a spell to concentrate. So that's the second problem here. Whenever you have whenever you had protection from weave active,
Lost
and that's the one of the only two spells you can have, abjuration spells you can have. If you take damage and you lose your concentration on it, you're also going to lose your concentration on your ward. So if your ward has 9 hit points, you have 9 hit points, and you take 1 damage for a goblin, but you had protection from evil, you do the concentration and you lose protection from evil, you also lose your other 8 hit points from the ward because you lose the concentration on the ward. So that's a bug actually, but yeah, pretty hampers. Is it reported? I don't even know if that's reported or not, so I will report that to Larian, alright? I imagine it is reported, no, but I will report that to Larian. So yeah, and there is a third thing that makes Abjuration Wizards not very good. Temporary hit points are supposed to be a shield, and one of the best uses is that if you have temporary hit points and you take damage, you're not taking damage. So you shouldn't need to do concentration to spells if you haven't taken damage. So let's say Gale has 20 hit points and I'm concentrating on protection from evil, but I also have a ward for 9 hit points. By the way, the way it regains hit points is bugged also. I'm recasting protection from evil now. So it should regain hit points equal to twice the level of the spell. It should only regain 2 hit points, but the ward goes all the way to 9 again. So that's a bug that is good. That's a bug that is good for us, since everything else is wrong, but it's still a bug. So maybe I'll even report that, but I think that's more easily be reportable, so I think Ladder knows about it, I don't know, but I will report it. But the thing is, if I have my 9 hit points here, and I take any damage that goes from 1 to 9, I'm actually not taking damage on my health. So I shouldn't do concentration, because I didn't take damage. That's one benefit of temporary hit points, and a great benefit of Arcane Ward. So that's why, right now, Abjuration is not good. So I don't recommend it. If they fix that, if they put more magic, if they allow multiclass, because fighter multiclassing into Abjuration Wizard is very, very good, then yes. But right now, I think Evocation wins a lot. Let's go to the Evocation Wizards and you guys are going to see. Alright guys, we have our Evocation Wizard here. Let's see what he gets, alright? So as you can see, we get the feature, apart from obviously having less cost to learn new evocation spells, we also get sculpt spells. So you create pockets of safety within your evocation spells. Allies automatically succeed their saving throws and take no damage from these spells. What does that mean? There are several evocation spells that do area damage in the game. Right now, there are not a lot. As you can see, my Gale here have 1, Thunder Wave. And that's pretty much all the evocation spells I have prepared with Gale that does area damage. Okay, that do area damage, because Firebolt, yes, that's a evocation spell, but single target. So this feature is for area damage. But there is a big one that you learn on level 5. As soon as you get level 5, you can learn it, Fireball. It's a huge area of evocation spell. You probably, if you cast a Fireball here, you would be able to affect everyone within this area, and you would deal 86 fire damage to everyone. So that's crazy, you would destroy everyone. But, as an evocation wizard, you can cast this Fireball on your allies and they will take no damage. That's absurd. Other uses that we have right now is, let's say, Thunder Wave. So Thunder Wave does 3d8 damage and pushes people if they fail the Constitution saving throw, right? But look, my Bard is here, just in the middle of everyone. If this wizard wasn't an evocation wizard casting Thunder Wave, I would hit him, he would take damage, and he would be pushed with if he failed the Constitution throw. But since he's an evocation wizard, I can just do that without worrying. Without worrying, I just killed these 2 Kuotoa. I mean, didn't killed 1 Kuotoa, this one, and I pushed this other one, and he's just here. He won't get pushed, he won't get damaged. A pretty marvelous feature, if you say so. And that's basically it, man. That's you don't get anything else on this level as a Evocation Wizard, but only these you can use for your Burning Hands. You can use for Thunder Wave, that's the best to use right now. But there are other evocation spells, and you'll be able to use Fireball on level 5. So that's pretty amazing. So if you have a look here, evocation spells that would be okay with that. There are not many. That's Conjuration. So same problem as Abjuration has. Only 2 evocation spells that would trigger these abilities. So only, you know, that wizards can learn normally. Only Thunder Wave and Burning Hands. But different from the Abjuration one, you can see the benefit here. You can see how strong it is to be able to just deal your damage without carrying. If this wizard wasn't like an evocation wizard, my bard would have taken damage and would have to succeed as a throw to not being pushed to here where all these guys are. And then you can do all kind of things. You can, if you don't have to worry, you can do whatever you want. You know, not worrying so good. Now that I push everyone together, I can just cleave them and do not lots of damage, but you can see it. So yeah, that's it. I don't need to linger. That's the benefits of the Evocation Wizards. Right now, the best wizard we have in the game is not bugged, and his feature actually works as it should work. Well, that was it, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video, and if you can, leave it a like and subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned for more guides. See ya!